Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Michael Flecha. Welcome to a very special edition of the Mikey's Mindset, which has also been cleared and okayed by the Wrestling Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the preview video of RWA's Legacy number 8. That's right, Legacy 8 is going down this Saturday night from the Thayer Arena in Warwick, Rhode Island. And folks, this is the biggest event of the year for the Renegade Wrestling Alliance. 8 years ago, they started this little vision of trying to become one of the premier wrestling organizations in the state of Rhode Island. And in the last few years, the hype has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And for the past 2 years, they've been able to sell out wherever they've gone for the Legacy event. About a year or so ago, it was at the East Providence Recreational Center in East Providence, Rhode Island. This year, an ultimatum was laid out by the management of RWA that if they did not sell out this event, that RWA was going to cease operations altogether and it was going to be done. Well, management, you got nothing to worry about because the RWA faithful came out in droves and has now put the SRO sign on the Thayer Arena for Saturday night, which means the company will continue on for us, for all great wrestling fans out there. So, with that said, let's dive into the big event itself. And we got a lot to talk about this big show. So, we got 2 steel cage fights, 3 championships on the line, 2 number 1 contenders fights that has for tag team implications and for the Triple Crown title implication. So there is definitely a lot to cover, plus a grudge fight that is definitely been about 1 year in the making. The rivalry has exploded in new heights and everything else. It's going to set, hopefully, this will settle once and for all on Saturday night. We'll get into that in a little bit. So let's just dive right in to the first thing that we're going to do. And that is an actual tag team fight. This was an open challenge by the Amazing Cranks. Frank the Crank and the Amazing Michael Santana basically issued an open challenge to any team in professional wrestling. It could have been from the Massachusetts area, it could have been from Rhode Island, from the Northeast, wherever. An open challenge was called out. And well, a team stepped up and they took the challenge. And that match will be Kellen Thomas and Anthony Stone. They will be facing Frank the Crank and the Amazing Michael Santana in a tag team attraction fight. This was, like I said, an open challenge that got issued out, and they basically say, you want it? Alright, let's do it. Let's dance. We'll fight you. This will be a thrilling matchup. Of course, Mike Santana and Frank the Crank looking to rise up in the RWA Tag Team division, hopefully to get an opportunity at possibly getting an RWA Tag Team Championship. They actually were the Tag Team Champions, but due to a technicality, unfortunately, that title reign did not count. So with that said, now they got to work their way back up the ranks, and hopefully in this situation, they'll be able to settle the score, get the job done, and win the battle. But let me tell you, I got to see Frank Stone personally in one of the RWA shows not too long ago. I think it was Dynasty, where there was a special fight, a special match that was set up as it was an RWA special fight, as it was a Beyond Wrestling showcase actually. Him and Brian Fury went at it. Stone in a best of 7 series, which was unfreaking believable, to say the very least. So Stone's back in now. We're going to see what Thomas brings to the table as well. But he's actually well-renowned and well-known, especially in the Northeast area. So we'll definitely get to see what he brings to the table that night. And that will be a thrilling fight, to say the very least. The next fight we're going to have is Antonio Atama. And he's going to go one-on-one with Brian Fury. This one's an interesting matchup. You know, these are two guys, again, New England area, guys who are kind of not really well known in RWA circles, but if you've seen Beyond Wrestling, if you see Power League Wrestling, if you've seen a lot of other wrestlings, either in, you know, the Rhode Island area, Massachusetts area, or even outside of those two states, maybe they're in Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, or even in the New York area, New York, New Jersey, tri-state area. These guys are pretty renowned, well-known. So for the RWA fans, this is going to be a treat, an entertaining fight, to say the very least. Let's move on to the next fight, and this is going to be fun. Alright, we got a 4 corners of Hellation match. Ace Romero, Brandon Webb, Len Odulia, and the Irish Warrior. This is going to be, I mean, like they said, hellacious match. This could get ugly. This could be brutal. This could be violent. 4 corners fights are always unpredictable because you never know what's going to happen. The action could be fast-paced, fast thrilling, in your face, in your battle, in your war, whatever the case may be. This will be a fight to the finish, a thrilling fight, to say the very least. Who's going to win it? We don't know, but one thing is for sure, it's going to be it's going to be incredible. It's going to be a great match. I'm excited for it. With that said, let's go right into the next fight, which is, alright, this one's big. Number 1 contender for the RWA Triple Crown Championship, Jack Connor, going one-on-one with David Baker. These two guys went at it once before, actually at a Hype taping not too long ago, and on that night, David Baker got the victory. He beat Jack Connor. Connor basically was not happy with it. He wanted revenge. He wants payback. He wants to rewrite that wrong. Now the number 1 contender spot is on the line. If Baker wins this fight, he becomes number 1 contender. He will be next in line. He gets the shot at whoever the RWA Triple Crown champion is. Either Christopher Dozier or Mike Grassa. We'll get into that in a little bit. For Jack Connor, he was the number 1 contender. He was the guy that a lot of people felt was deserving of the opportunity for the belt. Now he's got to earn that spot again, earn that right to be number 1 contender. What's going to happen there? We don't know. The excitement level is definitely very high, to say the very least, in that situation. It's going to be an unbelievable fight. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright. Next up, we have, boys, it's a grudge fight. It is Big Daddy T. Phoenix versus the Terror, Tom Billington. These guys have been going at it for about almost the entire 2015. The bloodbath and the bloodshed between these two is pure hatred, pure evil, and they want to destroy each other. Now, with the biggest fight of the year, the biggest match of the year, and maybe the blow-off of this rivalry, we don't know. But this is about honor and respect. For Tom Billington, he was always known as the Goofy Drunk. happy-go-lucky, gets a little swirly a few times in his day, but the one thing that was that he was never really taken serious. Not a legitimate contender, not a major big player in the RWA. T Phoenix felt like he wasn't holding his weight, he wasn't doing anything, and he turned on him. He turned on his own tag team partner after T Phoenix suffered a back injury, and at the time, Tom Billington aligned himself with just Alex. And we all saw what happened there. A major betrayal and thus a heel turn. Then Tom Billington was like, I need to step my game up. What does he do? He gets the services of JJ Sphere and his buddy, the Triple Crown champion Christopher Dozier. And what happened next was a more evil, sadistic, more renegade attitude by Tom Billington. And now Big T Phoenix wants to finish what he should have started a long time ago. He feels it's time to stop the madness and destroy the monster, the little Frankenstein he created. And now he's going to try to take it out on him in the biggest event of the year in Legacy, Saturday night at the Thayer Arena in Warwick, Rhode Island. Will he do it? Remains to be seen. Next up is a very, very special fight. This is actually a match that will solidify the number one contender for the RWA tag team titles. It is a tag team turmoil match. It is Thanksgiving throwdown rules. Allow me to explain. Two teams will start the fight. Every 90 seconds thereafter, another team will enter according to the number that they drew. In the Battle Royale, it is every team for themselves. Now, when one person of that team gets eliminated, the entire team is eliminated. Pretty simple. The last team standing will be declared the winners and will be the number one contenders for the RWA Tag Team Championship. Therefore, the now 7 teams that have been announced and will be a part of this fight is the Dynasty, Vinny and Baruzzi and Tony Clash. The other team is the Mac Attack, Team Mac Attack. That is Monster Mac and trainee number 1. The third team that will be a part of this is the Men of Honor. Team number 4 will be Chris Cruz and Amanda Fox. Team number 5 that will be in it is Jamie Tucker and Eric Dalen. Team number 6 is Just Dick. That's the team. And will also be accompanied by one of my personal favorite managers. And yeah, I'll admit it, I like the dude, Dr. Artemis Cobblepot. And finally, team number 7, as of now, the 7th team that will be a part of this fight is Kevin Stryker and Izzy Starr. So those 7 teams will go at it. The winner of that fight will become the number one contenders for the RWA Tag Team Championship. Now, coming up, and what's up next is a match for the RWA Hype Championship. The reigning, defending champion, Triplicious, will put his title on the line against number one contender, Cipriano Abruzzi, and he will be accompanied by the beautiful Abby Knox. Now, about a month ago, Cipriano Abruzzi and Triplicious fought one-on-one at a hype show at the Chop Shop in Providence, Rhode Island. And at the time, we didn't know it was originally announced as a non-title fight. Then we later found out at the Chop Shop that actually it was amended, and we all thought, okay, title on the line. Cipriano Abruzzi won the match. We all thought we had a new champion. Then RWA management came out and announced that no, actually, this was a non-title fight. Triplicious keeps the belt. A lot of anarchy and a lot of fans were very angry with RWA management at that point. But RWA management did turn around and announce that Cipriano Abruzzi will get a shot at the belt and he will fight him at Legacy. Now here we are. Legacy number 8, Cipriano Abruzzi. Can he once again rise up to that occasion and this time truly become the new RWA Hype Champion? We will see on Saturday night. That leads us to 2 matches that coming up will be very important, guys, because these fights will be fought in the confines of a 15-foot high steel cage. First off, in part of the double main event for the RWA Tag Team Championship of the world, the reigning, defending RWA Tag Team Champions of the world, the heavy hitters, Frank Champion and Shady Cash, will go up against the Influence, the Ace, Mike Monteiro, and Jason Devine. They won the right to go after the belt after winning on a crazy tournament. You had to earn your way into it. They won their opening round fight, got into a triple threat match for the RWA Tag Team, for the number 1 contendership, I should say, and they won that fight. Now they are the RWA number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship. They get the heavy hitters, and now where do we go from here? It's pretty simple. You can win the belts. Now, this is where it gets interesting because normally in tag team wrestling rules, the only way to win the fight is either for both members to go over the top or through the door, but both feet must touch the floor. Now, is there an element where you can win the fight by pinfall or submission? We don't know. I don't know. But if that does, that would be an advantage for the heavy hitters because of the fact that I don't know if they'll be able to climb out of the cage, or at least over the top. They can go through the door, and that's one way to do it. But to get the advantage of winning the fight by pinfall or submission, that actually will be very, very helpful for them. Where I believe Mike Monteiro and Jason Devine, they're high flyers, they're pretty crazy. They could do all 4 elements and easily win. So we'll wait and see what happens in that fight. The main event of the RWA Legacy number 8 for the RWA Triple Crown Championship. The champion, the unbalanced Messiah, Christopher Dozier, goes up against the number 1 contender and former RWA Triple Crown champion, the Mind Eraser, Mike Grassa. This is a huge main event, to say the very least, but there's actually a caveat. What is the full status of Christopher Dozier? Dozier suffered an injury not too long ago at the last Hype taping. He injured his shoulder and a lot of concern happened. But according to Christopher Dozier's camp, JJ Sphere has already said his guy is ready. He will fight Saturday night for the belt. He is determined to get in the cage and destroy Mike Grassa. Mike Grassa, very few on the words. He didn't really say much. Basically, he lets his action speak louder than his words. And now, for the right to possibly come, once again, RWA Triple Crown Champion, it's going to be a fight in itself. Can he rise up to that occasion one more time? We will wait and see. So, that's it, folks. That's the show. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my recap, a mini recap on the Wrestling Forum on Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.com. And of course, as always, I want to thank you so much for this. Please like the video. Please leave a comment. What's the one fight that you're looking forward to? And I also want to say a special thank you to the RWA management for everything that they've done. And I hope you guys continue the great success that you have up to this point. I'm Mike Flecha. You know the routine. Hustle and pounds. I'm out. So long for now. I'll see you guys on Saturday.